I feel like you robbed me. Like, you're a thief.
Like, I feel like you actually robbed me.
I posted this.
Especially more time, I find the ones that are delayed usually are the ones that had the tight turnaround.
Right.
Because I gotta eat.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Would you prefer to have complete creative freedom or a big budget?
Oh, baby, it depends on the month. Like, what's
Yeah,
the account looking like?
Where's the rent due? Like,
Listen.
But then when they want you to do like things that are completely out of, or they want you to stick to a script, it's like, we should hire the actor then. Right. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're coming to me, I mean, I'll sell a product if you want me to sell a product, but
I get you.
I mean, you have to say a brand name 10 times and you have to say it in the first 2 seconds and you have to say it 3 times and you have to do it. And it's
guys,
like, okay,
it's not really gonna click.
It's not gonna click.
And this is a 1-minute video, and what you've written here, this is given 10 minutes.
Exactly.
So
that is the worst. One time I did get a brief like that.
Wow.
Hi, Rita.
I was thinking like who's gonna be the one to start it. I was really hoping it was gonna be you, so I'm glad that you did that. But you said my name, so
Yes.
yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, my name's Rita.
Hi. And my name is Adella.
Okay, so what type of content do you create?
Okay, so my job at the moment is I'm a content creator, I'm a host, I'm a public speaker. And in terms of content, if I'm focusing on YouTube, I create, how do I describe it? I create sort of thought-provoking, topical videos centered around things that sort of affect me, people like me, mainly women. So talking about beauty standards, body image, social media, and I guess the format type is known as a video essay. So I do a lot of video essays on my channel, and then across the board I do think pieces, and I also do some lifestyle content. Yeah, so that's me. What about you? What kind of content?
That was really detailed. I like that.
I practice that because I always struggle to explain what I do. So yeah, that's me.
I need to do that actually. Okay, so what do? I guess I'm a podcaster, and I create content online, IG, TikTok, and my content I would say is just relatable, funny content. I feel like I want to say that I do like skits and stuff. However, I don't do enough.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
To qualify the...
Yeah, like in my spirit, it's like, I want to say that I do like skits. And
I feel like you do skits.
But it's not really, like now I'm about to double down.
Okay, great.
I'm really like hone in on that side. But I would say
you're an actor.
Yeah, I'm an actor.
You can act.
I mean, okay, I am an actor, but I'm just not currently working
Focusing
as
on
an
that,
actor.
yeah.
But I am an actor. But I guess I'm just say I'm like an entertainer.
Yeah.
Basically, I host, podcaster, and funny content for adults to just relate to and just look at our lives and be like, wow, I'm being an adult. You know? That kind of vibe. Yeah.
Nice.
We're so excited to be recording this episode from the Adidas London HQ, specifically their showroom.
A special thank you to the Adidas team for their hospitality and for supporting Creators on Creators.
What led you to start creating and how have you found it? What's your experience been like so far?
I feel like, obviously, the pandemic happened. So it was one of those things where it was like, I've always wanted to try short form content. But because I trained as an actor and worked as an actor, it was kind of looked down upon.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Like this idea of like trying to be funny online.
Trying to influence.
Yeah. But it made me feel really shy. Like because it felt like I was putting myself like out there as opposed to having a script and I can just rely on the script and be like, oh, if you don't find me funny, it's not me, it's the script.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But when I saw like people during the pandemic like dancing and doing all this mad stuff, I was like, this is my time. So if it's not good, I'll just say, it's the pandemic. Everyone's doing it. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of like just started like that and kind of just fell into it. And I've been enjoying it so far. Obviously, like it's ups and downs and like sometimes it clicks and sometimes it doesn't. But overall, like I've definitely been enjoying it and loving it. What about you?
That's good. So I've actually been doing content for 10 years now. Wow. I checked the date of my first upload. It was 10 years ago, but I want to say on and off because up until recently, was working full-time as well. I was working in marketing. So I started because I was watching all the OGs, like the OG, Beauty by JJ, Patricia Bright, all that kind of stuff on YouTube. And I just loved it. That was my entertainment. And then one day I was like, I feel like I could do this. So when I was in my first year of uni, I created my first YouTube video and it was very generic. It was like fashion, beauty stuff. which I really loved. And then over time, it evolved into, okay, I'm showing more of my personality. I'm vlogging. I'm talking a lot more. That resonated with my audience. And then that developed even more into what I do now, which is like, I think I've definitely found my voice through creating content. And so now I realized that, like, oh, there's loads of us. Because I always think, like, am I the only one that thinks this? And then I'll put a video out and everyone's like, oh my gosh, I've been thinking about this for ages. So I realized that, oh no, there is a community out there who are quite like-minded. And so, yeah, I found it really good. I've really, really enjoyed it. I think because of my marketing experience, I always looked at it, the two were kind of interchangeable. I feel like my social media presence is what helps me get roles in marketing, because I was doing social media marketing, and then vice versa, knowledge of that industry, working with influencers on the other side, has helped me with my content too. So as much as it is me and my thoughts and stuff, it's still very much like I've got a business hat on at the same time.
Yeah. That's the hard bit, because sometimes you just want to be random.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I remember there was a time I was just doing like loads of like Love Island stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just talking. And then I was like, okay, actually, if I put on my business hat, like, how do I work with a brand in this way when I'm literally just recording from my bedroom with like the most inappropriate lighting? Do you know what I mean? Like really dodgy lighting and just looking a bit rough. I was like, it's not gonna really like click. So sometimes you have to put on, exactly. Sometimes you have to put on the other hat and be like, okay, cool, this is fun, but is this gonna make me any money?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I gotta eat.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But talking about making money, like, what's been your favorite brand collaboration so far?
I've got the worst memory, but do you know what? I do, don't I? I do have such a bad memory. Do you know what? I think purely, I'm going to say YouTube.
Okay.
So I've done a few things with YouTube actually, and I think that's probably my favorite brand to work with. Mainly because genuinely YouTube is like my baby. It's the first platform I was ever on. I'm still there. It's like my I can't say favorite community, but my favorite community is there. And so whenever I get to work with them, it feels really authentic, because I genuinely love being on YouTube, and I like the platform. So yeah, I think I'd say for that reason, YouTube is my favorite brand partner. What about you?
Yeah, as you were talking, I was really trying to like think like which one's my favorite. Do you know what? I did a campaign recently that I really, really enjoyed. Like, I've been quite blessed that a lot of the brands I work with, they're really cool. They let me just do my thing. So I've got quite a few favorites. But my most recent one was Tubi, which is so random.
Yeah.
But what I liked about it was just I was able to just do my thing. I don't even think I had to make any amendments.
Okay,
like,
perfect.
it was just like
Dream.
so. Yeah, it was just so in sync with what I felt that they wanted, but also like I got to have so much fun with it. And I just enjoyed it. Like, I would have posted it like for myself. Do you know what I mean? So it was nice that I was able to like bring my personality and my vibe and my silliness, and it was still like a brand collaboration. So I love like working with brands like that, where it's like you can just like, there's a bit of structure, like, hey, this is the vibe, but you can just do your own thing.
Yeah, and it's like they've come to you for you. Exactly. So I think that's one thing that gets missed sometimes. Like, they've obviously found you for a reason.
Yeah.
But then when they want you to do like things that are completely out of, or they want you to stick to a script, and it's like, we should have hired an actor then. Right. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're coming to me because I know my audience and I know my style, then so I get why that would be an enjoyable one.
Or when they make you like write the script, they'll say, okay, put a script together, what you're gonna say. You'd be like, all right, cool, this is the script.
That's not
and then they will edit the script.
Oh, I see.
And then they'll give it back, and I'm like, guys, first of all, this is not a 1 minute video.
Yeah.
Like, because
you have to say our brand name 10 times, and you have to say it in the first 2 seconds, and you have to say it 3 times, and you have to do it. And it's like, okay, this is
not really gonna click.
It's not gonna click.
And this is a 1 minute video, and what you've written here, this is given 10 minutes.
Exactly. So that is the worst. One time I did get a brief like that, and they wanted me to include so many points, to the point where when I sent the voiceover back, they were like, yeah, we see that you're speaking quite fast, so we're just going to remove. And I think they understood that it's because they asked me to put about 10 different lines in there. So that I get why that would be a favorite one, because you get like the creative freedom.
Yeah, just to have fun. Have you you were saying YouTube? Did they give you like a lot of like freedom?
Yeah, they do, because I think as well, what I like about the kind of campaign that works for me, especially because I'd say probably similar to you, I'm not in a niche that's like fashion, beauty. So if I was fashion like influencer or a beauty influencer, then, you know, I could just be selling you a product. But because that's not my kind of content, me selling you a product doesn't really work. So I think for me, the campaigns that fit me best are the ones that are, it can be any brand, but it's a campaign message as opposed to, hey, push this product, because I don't think my influence lies in getting you to buy stuff. So with YouTube, often their campaigns are just centered around like a campaign idea that I can then bring to life in my own way. Or even if it is quote unquote selling you something, it's more like join the YouTube community, or do you know? So
that makes a lot of
it's
sense. Yeah.
When it comes to, I mean, I'll sell a product if you want me to sell a product, but
I get you.
I think because my niche isn't very like producty. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know what category I'd fit into in that sense. So
yeah, that's been my struggle, you know, like where do I, you know, and I just think maybe in the last year they've just like, it's entertainment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, I'm not a beauty influencer and I'm not fashion. So it's like, what kind of campaigns can I actually do? And I think a lot of people have found it in the past, like difficult to try and figure out what to do with me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's fair.
Because it's easier to kind of go, okay, beauty, here's some YSL.
Yeah.
Do your makeup as you talk. And I'm like, I can't do my makeup and talk.
Yeah.
It looks so easy. But I'm like,
I can barely do my makeup, full stop.
Listen, every time I try, it's like, it doesn't look right. The shots never look as good. And I'm like, I don't get it. I feel like I'm copying what they're doing. Like, why this is not
It's not our calling, sis. It's not our calling at all.
I even got the thing, you know, you stick on the mirror and you're like, oh, you know, talking and the phone's on the mirror thing. No.
Okay, so when it comes to like a brief, would you prefer to have complete creative freedom or a big budget? So you can't have both. You have to have one or the other.
Oh, baby, it depends on the month. Like, you know, what's the account looking like?
Where's the rent due? Like,
listen, like, it really actually depends. Like, sometimes it's one of those things where I need to get paid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if it's obviously a brand that I want to work with, if they're quite like strict on what exactly they want, I'm very happy to just give them like what they want and, you know, and get paid. Do you know what I mean? But if it's, I'm gonna.
It's hard. I don't even know what my answer would be.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because big budget. Also, do you know what? Because I'm not like a film, like people don't necessarily come to me because of my creativity in the sense of production, because that's not my bag. So I don't actually. So when I think of big budgets, I think of like someone making a film or something. But if we're talking big budgets, as in like, you know, they're doubling my rates, then I might have to choose that one. However, only if I know the other option is complete creative freedom, but if the big budget comes with some creative freedom, then I'll take that, because I think what I wouldn't want to do is get paid loads, but I just know that I'm going to post this video and everyone that's watching it is going to know this is just an ad.
She just got this for money.
This is just a bag. I've seen people do that and people don't respond well to it. I think you obviously have to think long term. So I guess if I had to choose one, it would be complete creative freedom. However, you got to pay me at least what I've, it's not free. Hopefully I'm getting paid something.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose between the two, I think I'll choose freedom. I say that now, but ask me again. Ask me when the baby comes.
Exactly.
Give me the money.
It's like, give me the money. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll do my own creative thing in my own time.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, I don't need
to do like 3 times as many videos.
You can fund my creativity. Do you know what I mean? Like,
true.
it's not, it's not that. But yeah, I think I'm going to go for big budget.
Yeah? No, fair.
What about, would you do tight turnaround or delayed payment?
Tight turnaround, because what do you mean delayed? It's actually, do you know what? This has been a pet peeve recently. If I was on your show, I would say this is my complaint of the day. Because I think do you know what? Having come from that side where people have been chasing me, even though I'm not in accounting, chasing me for like payments, I get that sometimes with the accounts teams, we're just small fish. Do you know what I mean? They've got big people to pay, big suppliers and stuff to pay. So then you just end up at the bottom. It doesn't make it right. So I get why that can happen. However, it's not right.
It's not right.
And especially when what I'm struggling with now, because I've been self-employed now for maybe a year. I was so used to a salary. And with a salary, you can plan like 5-6 months ahead because you know that salary is coming in. Whereas now as a creator, even if you know how much you've earned, even if you know how many invoices you've sent, you can plan, but your plan is contingent on if they pay on time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's been really frustrating for me because I do like to plan ahead when it comes to finances. So for that reason, I would choose. And also, you know what? I don't like pressure, but I can thrive under pressure.
Yeah, same.
So a tight deadline I can manage.
Yeah.
But a delayed payment will get on my nerves.
Yeah,
So
I'm same way. I will take a tight.
it's very disrespectful.
Like,
That
honestly, and I will give like 2-3 days
Yeah.
as a little, do you know what I
Grace
mean?
period, yeah.
Little grace period. But after that, my body just starts shaking. You
Yeah.
know? I'm like, where's my money at?
Exactly.
Like, this is crazy. Like,
I feel like you've robbed me. Like, you're a thief.
Like, I feel like
because
you actually robbed me.
I
Like,
posted this.
Especially more time, I find the ones that are delayed usually are the ones that had the tight turnaround.
Right? Exactly.
Like,
They're
I'm
the
like-
ones that were knocking on your door for like deliverables and whatnot. But all of a sudden
Right.
you've gone quiet.
Oh,
All of a sudden you're a
You're not
ghost.
replying.
Exactly.
Oh, you can't see my email. Okay,
It's
very
so-
good.
it's so
And it's like,
cheeky.
who do you fight?
Exactly.
You can't fight anyone really, and you want to
can
go. You
threaten
want to go
them.
online and
Yeah.
you know
But
do
then-
the whole threat thing, but it doesn't look good, does
it
it?
doesn't. That's gonna
And it's
ruin
like,
your
how
bag.
come it doesn't look good for you to do that, but it's okay for you not to pay me?
We need some sort of system in place where we can shame the late payers.
Yeah, I agree. Imagine I had a 60-day. I had to wait 60 days, right, for an invoice.
Oh, to be fair, I've heard that before, yeah.
Or 60 days. I'm like, it's kind of cool because it feels
That's
like I'm
already
saving.
cheeky, though. Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I
That's
mean?
true, that's
so it's
true.
like you're kind of saving my money for me, so
Yeah.
it's okay. But then they added another. They were late by another 30 days, 3 months. Luckily for them, and for me, I had other stuff that I'd done.
Yeah. It was a good.
But
it was
what
a
if
good
I
time.
hadn't? What would I tell my landlord?
Exactly.
Like,
Show them the emails.
show
and
them
be
the
like,
emails. Oh, it's coming.
It's coming, I promise.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I agree. Ooh,
Yeah.
I feel like that one touched a nerve for us.
I know. You got triggered. Ooh, a fire round.
Okay.
Okay. What's the best editing app, software, and why?
I don't know if I'm just not with the times, but I still use Final Cut Pro. I know CapCut, I know all that kind of stuff, but I also have a mini phone. So for me, I need to be on a laptop. Even if I'm just filming, even if I'm editing something on my phone, sometimes I find it easier to send it to my laptop, go on Final Cut Pro.
Wow.
And then, I think it's my YouTube.
Your
you know,
YouTube
that's my
days,
baby.
yeah.
So Final Cut Pro, I'd say.
I'm.
Oh, it says why? Just because I like the big screen.
Yeah.
And I like
That makes sense. I'm a small screen girl, you know,
you?
and I'm a CapCut girl.
Oh.
That's it, right? CapCut, yeah.
I do use it for like quick TikTok edits and stuff,
Yeah,
but mainly Final Cut Pro.
Yeah, CapCut, I can't edit on a laptop.
Oh,
And that's
really?
why I did 2 YouTube videos and I said, wrap it up.
It's not for me.
Let's do a podcast because I can't do this. Like, I can't do it. Like, the big screen, I just can't get the intricacies of
Really?
it. But on my
Okay.
phone, I can where the overlay is and like the extra
Really?
like voiceover, I can do it all on my
Oh
phone.
my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, I can do all of that, but I find it 10 times easier on a laptop.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, what about smartphone or DSLR?
Smartphone.
Okay. Ooh, what's my answer to this? Depends who's editing. If I'm editing it myself, phone.
Yeah.
Just because, if someone else is editing it, then I'll do it on a camera. Specifically my husband. If Keith is editing it
Yeah.
and he's setting up the camera and all I have to do is sit down, then I'll do camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Long form or short form?
Long form. Just because, again, YouTube is just my baby.
Yeah.
And I'm a waffler. So long form makes more sense for me. Like, even when I do short form, you don't understand how many times I have to, like, chop stuff out. And I forget that the platforms have, like, a cap. So I'm just
Yeah.
yapping. And then I'm like, oh, this is too long for
Yeah.
Instagram. So, I think long form just because I like to chat. What about you?
I'm gonna say, I'll say short form.
That's your bag.
Yeah,
though,
I'll
isn't
say short form, but it's like long form because of my podcast. But I'll say short form. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go with short form.
Yeah, makes sense. I thought you'd say that. What's your best kept editing secret or hack? I feel like we're both not editors like that.
Yeah, I was just gonna be like CapCut.
Shh, don't tell anyone about CapCut.
Now I'm like I've revealed it already. Yeah, well, not really. Yeah, I'm not like an editor like that.
I think maybe what's a hack? Well, for me, it depends on the type of person that you are, but I am a scripter. I script everything because, like, off the cuff, we're having a conversation. I can chat. I can like formulate my thoughts. But for some reason, when it's a monologue, like there's no one there. I'm just talking to the camera. I need a script. Otherwise, I don't know. It just goes wrong. So, my YouTube videos, I'll script. Sometimes when I say video essay, sometimes I actually write an essay because as I'm planning the video, I'm like, no, this is exactly what I want to say, and this is exactly how I want to say it. An hour later, I realised I've just written a whole script essay. So I don't know if that's a hack.
I think it is actually, you know.
Maybe because I don't know if people would know that I script.
No,
if they,
I didn't.
Do you know what I mean? If you watch my things, maybe I'm a good performer. I don't know. But they are all my thoughts, but I have written them down before. Otherwise, I'll just ramble.
But do you know what? I think that makes a lot of sense. Because then when I was talking about earlier working with Tubi and why I loved it so much, that was really planned. As in, the shots were planned, it was scripted, and I knew exactly what I was doing. I knew exactly how I wanted it to look. So I feel like it came together really nicely. Because for me, I'm an improviser. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could be here right now and be like, oh, guys, I've got this video idea. But I have realized a lot of, like, in recent times, I guess with a podcast, that's planned. So it feels like planning is actually the better way to go. Not everyday improvisation.
No, it's
so
true.
you don't come across like it's scripted at all.
I try not to make it scripted.
It looks
but honestly,
so natural.
If you saw the raw edit of my video, it'll be like...
No, I
and
love
it's just
that.
like chopped together.
No, I love
So,
that.
yeah.
That's amazing. That's great. If you can get rid of one platform, which one would you be willing to lose?
Okay, one platform... I was going to cheat and say one that I don't use, like Snapchat. No, out of the ones I use, probably TikTok. I know, controversial. But I think for me, it's probably just... When I think about community and where my community are, it's definitely YouTube first and then Instagram. Close, like maybe Instagram and YouTube. So yeah, I would get rid of TikTok purely because I don't think that's where my community are. And you know, the algorithm is very much like anyone can see your video. It doesn't matter if you're a friend or I'm not your friend.
Right.
And in terms of like long term, like my career, I feel like TikTok will probably serve me the least.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Ooh, I
About
think it'll
you?
be YouTube, you know.
Is it? Yeah.
I think it'll be YouTube. I think obviously because it's still new for me.
Yeah.
Even though I know that YouTube is great, it's still new. So I feel like, it would have to be
Yeah.
your
Fair.
dear YouTube.
My baby.
Your baby, yeah.
You know what though? YouTube is good for the money.
I'm
In
I'm
terms of-
not there yet, but I have been getting some money. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I get some, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
And I like that you can see as the money's growing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Obviously,
nice.
not like straight off the bat, but in terms of if you were to compare all the platforms, which one is going to pay you just to be there, just to create? And if you're obviously your content is doing well, then it's YouTube. Because I've seen people on TikTok say like, I got millions and millions of views, and they got like £10.
Yeah.
From
But
TikTok.
that's changed though, you know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been getting money from TikTok now.
Oh,
you
okay,
know?
I have to reconsider.
No. Yeah. I've been getting money from YouTube, like,
Okay.
from not YouTube, sorry, from
TikTok.
TikTok. Like monthly, like a good
Okay.
amount. I'm like, especially for you, because your videos, you like to talk.
Yeah.
So if you have a video that's a minute and over, it's actually not bad anymore. It used to be like that.
And my
Before it'd be like
TikToks have
£10.
been, like, more recent ones have been doing all right. But you know what it is? I'm not consistent on, to be fair, when am I consistent ever? But when I am consistent on YouTube and it's doing well, then that's financially as well. It's quite a good platform for me. So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the creator and the strategy. So for you, what are some challenges that you face as a creator?
I would say just for creating.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just like knowing what to create, or like understanding what you actually want to create. I feel like there are so many creators, so many people doing different things, and like so many people that you see are doing like really great in a certain area. So you're like, oh, should I be doing that instead, or should I be doing this? So I feel like finding your voice.
Yeah.
That for me is a bit of a challenge, because there's always stuff that I want to do, but I'm like, how do I do it? And it always feels way bigger than what I can do until I just sit down and like break it down. So I would say like just actually finding what to create and allowing myself to be creative, and also like not being a slave to the apps, I think is a massive thing. Because there could be certain things that you want to do, and then immediately we're like, oh, well, I'm like, is it going to do well?
Yeah.
Like, is this too long? And it's like thinking that my audience aren't intelligent enough to be able to like get into a good story. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's where I'm at the minute, where it's like, I'm not a slave to the app. Like, let me create what I want to create. If it's over a minute, it's over a minute. Like, it has, as long as it's something that I enjoy, I need to trust that my audience who have been following me, who are my community, they're also going to enjoy it. You know? What about you?
So I think for me, something I didn't realize until it happened is that all the things that helped me be productive, I removed when I left 9 to 5 and when I went self-employed. So even though I like to say that I don't like structure, I'm like, I just want to be free. I actually do need structure. So the things that I need to get stuff done effectively, I need deadlines. I need like clear structure, and I need accountability. So I feel like I had those things when I was working my 9 to 5s. I had a manager, I had, things had to be done, deadlines, and there was a clear job spec, clear remit of what I'm doing. And now that I'm self-employed, there's none of that. Like I mean, there's obviously deadlines sometimes, but like I can choose my own hours. There's no one to be accountable to. Like no one's going to tell me off if I don't upload it. Or maybe Keith, but there's no one's going to tell me off. So I realized I really struggled to get into the flow of just creating. I thought, I've been doing this on the side anyway for however many years. So all that's going to happen now is I'm just going to have more time to do it. So I thought, the output will double. But no, I really struggled. Even now, to be honest, struggle with, having that discipline or that structure. So I'm getting better at it now. I think as well, because I've given myself some deadlines. I think that helps a lot. But I think that's the hardest thing. Some people are just made to be freelance or self-employed. Other people like me need the structure, but I don't want to go back to that, so I need to kind of figure it out. On this side.
I think that's a really good one, because I think that my friend would be like, if this is our full-time job, like we have to take it seriously. Do you know what I mean? And treat it like that. But it's really easy to not, because if there's not something to do, like I remember the one time I was saying to my friend, I don't have anything to do today because I've done all my campaigns
and stuff.
And he was just like, this is your job. There has to be something else to do. Do
Find something to do.
Your organic content, your this. And I was like, I should be doing that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like so finding that structure and like really planning your days. I struggle with the exact same thing, to be honest. It's actually hard.
Some people are just really good at just putting their head down, making their own rules, their own structure, and just doing it. That doesn't come natural to me. So I'm getting better, but that's probably my biggest struggle.
Same. What are some of your techniques for growing and engaging with your audience?
Techniques. I think there's all the typical stuff that I learned through like my career marketing about the algorithms and how many times you have to post and all that kind of stuff. But I think a lot of it is around human psychology almost, for me anyway. So I know that like, okay, in order for this content, this video to do well, people need to engage. So how do people engage? So for me, because of the type of content I create, I know that I need to ask questions. I know that I need to not be controversial. Controversial is not the word, but I need something that's going to like stir up people on either side to be like, but have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? One thing I've noticed is that people like to share their opinions, good or bad. Luckily for me, I think with the kind of content I do, my audience, they're really smart. First of all, I say this all the time. I'm like, damn, you guys are smarter than me. But if I give them an opportunity to share their opinion, or even if I just ask them their thoughts, oftentimes I'll get a response. And obviously, it's nice because it means like there's a community thing happening, but also on the algorithm side of things, it's like, engagement, great. Look how many comments you've got, people are sharing it and stuff like that. And then once I've sort of done that, then it's just about small little techniques like hooking them in the first 3 seconds and giving them a call to action so that they comment, so that they share it, stuff like that. So there's all those little tricky bits, but I think for me and my content, it's about humans, and like you said earlier, if you enjoyed it, it's likely that a lot of your audience will enjoy it too. So and I'm always surprised on the apps. Like I could be like, dead, I'm just putting this out, but it's not great, and then it goes viral. I'm like, okay, But I think that happens because you're so in it, so that if you're looking at something over and over again, you can just like be like, I'm over this. But your audience see it and they're like, love it. So
I think for me, it's always been about it being relatable, and I think a lot of the things that I put out, sometimes it's like what people are thinking. So I think I've found a way to say things that people are thinking, but in a funny way, and in a way where like you're not judging yourself. Do you know what I mean? And I think people like that. They just want to. Do you know what I mean? So I think in terms of like my growth, I think it's come from people just wanting to laugh and people just wanting to just like think of something other than the fact that life is like beating them up. Do you know what I mean? But I'll definitely say consistency in terms of for growth. It has been like a key thing, or being really, really consistent. Like even when I think about my podcast pages, for example, that's shown me that even having a niche, they always say, have a niche, have a niche. I'm like, leave me alone. I'm a free spirit.
Exactly, I'm free.
Like, let me free. But I have seen, because the podcast page is just podcast clips, it has been quite good in terms of like the engagement and how it grows. So I've noticed people do like to know what to expect.
Yeah.
So I think that's something I do need to work on like my personal pages, of allowing people to know that like when they come on my page, even though it's random, it's not random. There needs to be something that ties it
100%.
all together. And I think that would definitely help with growth, like being consistent and people knowing what to expect when they come on your page.
Yes, that is true. I do struggle with that because I'm a free spirit too, and I'm just like, no, today I want to vlog.
Right.
Tomorrow I want to show you my outfit.
Right.
So, but I think sometimes you run the risk of if something pops off, now everybody's here for that, but that's not your main.
And they go on your page and they're like,
hold on a minute.
Wait, what's this?
I don't want to hear you talk. Click. Show me your outfit. Yeah.
So they're like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to follow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So
and I think that's what happens. It's like, I would get a video that does really, really well, but it's not necessarily equating followers.
Then you have to make a decision. Okay, this video did really well, but this is not my main. And it's like, do I want to follow the hype and keep doing that?
Exactly.
Or do I want to stick to
do you know what I mean?
My main thing.
But another thing that I think is really, really key is talking to your audience.
Oh, yeah.
I find definitely makes people grow.
Yeah.
Even if it's not for me, but I don't talk to my audience enough, you know? But people who I've seen who actually talk to their audience, which I don't know how you guys do it. Like, it's just very natural. Like, for me, I feel like I have to give you a bit. Like, I have to do something.
Yeah.
But to just, like, exist and to just talk, I'm like, oh, it works.
Yeah,
People want to connect with you.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
So are you with management or are you an independent creator?
I'm with management.
Nice.
What about you?
I am also with management. I'm currently with Shift. That's a newish thing. I think for the longest time I was like, I don't think I need management, especially because I was still trying to figure out my thing. So I said, once I figured it out, then maybe I can get management. But I think for me, the way I see management is kind of like an agent. Okay. Because I'm a content creator, but I want to be more of like a personality. So I'm like, you want me to host your event? You want me to host your TV show? Just put it out there. As well as obviously creating content for brands. So I think for me it was important to have management that understand that. And they're like, okay, what's the long-term goal?
Yeah.
So yeah, I am with management now, and it helps.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, do you think it helps?
Yeah, I think for me right now it definitely does because again it helps with that structure that I was lacking, and it helps to have people in the industry that when you're trying to do stuff in the industry almost. So you can go to them and be like, oh, I want to do more of this, more of that, and they can kind of like point you into the right direction and hopefully like have contacts and stuff. So right now I definitely see the benefits of it, but I feel like with management it's always something you should just question in yourself, like, is this working? Do they get me? How's it been so far? Am I doing all that I can do to utilize them and all that kind of stuff? So,
and that's important actually. Like, am I doing everything that I also need to do?
Because I can't be mad at you and I haven't posted in a month.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
do you know what I mean? Because essentially it's a partnership.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, even though it's like, okay, this is my manager, it really is like a partnership, and it's like,
it's not a manager in the sense of if you were working in an office.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, are you doing what you need to do, and are you like helping them pitch you in a way? And that was like a big thing for me. Obviously, like I said earlier, it was very like, what do I do? What am I about? Okay, we know your personality, but what does that actually mean? Like, where can we place you in terms of how can you make money? Yeah. And I feel like having management and having it as a partnership, it's like very much like, okay, you need to do more of this. You need to do more of that, because then if you do more of that, then maybe we can get you into this, which is why the podcast was so important to me, because I was like, that can give you an idea fully about what my vibe is. Something 1 minute can't really give you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's important to have management that think long term as well. Yeah. As opposed to like, when's the next deal? It's more like, okay, but where do you want to actually end up? And so they can advise you to be like, you should say yes to this, you should say no to this, and stuff like that.
Yeah. How do you work on building creator relationships?
You know what? I'm not very good at this, I'll be honest. I was thinking about it the other day. I think most of my friends are like not creators.
Okay, fair.
But I mean, I like that, to be fair. I like that they're not creators because it's just, I don't know, it grounds you in a different way. It's kind of like if I worked in any industry, I wouldn't want all my friends to be in that industry.
Yeah,
but I think I do need to work on that more, even just from a networking point of view. I am an extrovert, but I'm shy.
Yeah.
People don't believe me. So just putting myself out there and like making new friends is not actually that easy for me. So I think, to be fair, I don't really know how to answer that. I need to, it's something that I need to work on. And also because this industry it runs the risk of being like, you don't know what's authentic and what's not. And on one hand, I would never want someone to want to be friends with me just because, she's a creator.
Yeah.
And also I wouldn't want people to think that I'm trying to just be friends with them because they're X, Y, and Z. Usually when I want to be friends with someone, it's genuinely because I like them as a person. But maybe I need to get out of my head and just reach out anyway. Especially when it's like we're mutuals. We obviously like each other.
Do you know what I mean?
So I don't know why I'm scared to like contact you. So
Yeah.
that's not advice, but I feel like you're quite good at that. So you tell me.
I would say like, I think getting out of your head about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think when I think about my friends, yes, I have creative friends. I have like a mix, but I would say with my creative friends, it doesn't always feel like that's the thing. Yeah, because we're creators. Like obviously we may have met through like creative settings, but our relationship goes way further and way deeper than the fact that we create content together, or we don't even create content together. Do you know what I mean? Our relationships are way deeper than that, and I think a lot of people do feel like, oh, I don't want to be friends with influencers. Oh, it's not real. It's fake. And it's like, I mean, I don't think it's that anymore. I think maybe there was a state. I mean, I think
there are people like that.
Yeah, I think there are people like that. But I think there's something to be said about just like not being afraid to like reach out and be like, oh, let's grab lunch or let's grab dinner or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you can talk about the creator stuff, but also you can just talk.
Yeah.
You know, and then sometimes it's nice to just have like a space where people understand you as well, where it's like, you're not, if you take out your camera to take a picture, no one's like, here she go again. And even though amongst us, like when I'm with my creator friends, we do like try to be like, today we're not doing content. Do you know what I mean? It's not every day, we're not machines. Like we're just being friends today. So there's so much that people don't see when I'm with my creator friends, where we're just like watching a film together, or grabbing a random lunch. We're not posting about that. So I think there is a way to like build those relationships, but I think it's just how you would with any other new relationship.
That's true.
And it starts with like that awkward lunch of, I don't really know you, but let's go for lunch. And by the time you're eating and you're drinking, you're like, oh, okay, you're a family person, or you're this, or you're that. And you find other things that you have in common. And it's just like really nice. And then you go to events. I go to a lot of events by myself, and I always just know at least one person.
Yeah, that's true.
And I've just kind of learned to just like, even if it's not like, you're not my bestie, but we're cool. And we can gist, and it's fine, and, you know, and it's nice, and I love what you do, and we can exchange tips. And especially, when brands are trying to like not pay you.
Oh yeah, you can be like, hey, have you ever worked with?
That's really good. Like we talk about money a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
So like we're pretty much aware of like what people are getting paid. And we're not shy about talking about money. Like when we've got the big bosses in the group, it's like, oh, okay, big boss, making the big money. Okay, that's good. It kind of inspires you to be like, all right, cool. And when you're not being consistent, they're like,
can call you up on it.
Yeah, because I could be complaining like, oh man, I really want to work up this. My friend would be like, but you haven't posted in 3 days. You don't even post.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's cool.
There is a different, like, I agree. I think the creative friends I do have, it was never like, you're a creator, I'm a creator. We just met in that environment. And then I think there is a depth to our conversations where it's like talking to a work friend, a work colleague, and you're like, you really help each other out. So I get that.
Yeah,
that makes
it's like
sense.
that vibe.
Do you think you've got a healthy relationship with social media?
Do you know what? I think I do, you know.
Good.
To be honest.
Yeah.
I don't really take people in.
Okay.
Like online. I like post.
Yeah.
And then I go.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm on Instagram maybe like 1 or 2 hours a day.
Nice.
TikTok, same. So I think I do. But I don't know. If the question was, do I have a healthy relationship with my phone?
Okay.
It might be different.
Yeah.
Do you know what
screen
I mean?
time. Yeah.
Because I'm definitely a phone addict.
Yeah.
For sure.
We all are.
I'll be bouncing from everywhere. But in terms of social media, I think I have quite a healthy balance. I think.
Good. No, that's good. That's
I mean,
good.
an addict will say that, though.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
right. I don't have a problem.
I don't have a problem. I'm fine. But it feels like, you know,
Yeah.
it doesn't, you know, it doesn't make me anxious.
Okay, that's good. There we go.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I have a good, you know, I take in what I take in and I don't take in what I don't take in.
That's good.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Sometimes I think I need to have a less healthy. Like I need to be more obsessed with social media
Yeah.
because sometimes like I could just go offline for weeks and not feel any way about it. Whereas like people who are really serious, you know, the consistency like you talked about. So sometimes I feel like I need to be on social media more. And in terms of healthy, I would say yes. I think the things that maybe are not healthy with my relationship with social media are just not healthy in my heart and my head in general. Do you know what I mean? So for example, if I'm struggling with like insecurities, then social media might make that worse. Or if I'm like comparing myself to other people in general, then I'll do it on social media too. So for me, any unhealthy habits are just an indication of like where I'm at in life generally.
Interesting, yeah.
So for me, it's not necessarily a social media problem. It's just something I need to sort out generally.
Yeah.
But I think social media is a good thing when it's good and it's bad when it's bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, specifically with social media, I think I do have a healthy relationship. And actually, do you know what? It's social media sometimes highlights areas that I need to work on. So again, if I am looking at people and being like, oh, comparing myself to them, I'm like, oh, this is an area we need to address this because it doesn't just stay on social media. So maybe it's actually a good thing for me.
Yeah, because now that you're saying it, I'm like, maybe I don't. Because the way you said that you can be offline for like a week or like 2 weeks, that's not me.
Okay.
Like, I don't think I've been offline since like 2020.
Okay.
Like,
But when I say offline, I mean I'm not posting. I'm
I
still lurking.
Yeah, I don't think I've done that.
Oh, okay.
I think I've been very much. I don't think
That's good
you've
though.
not seen my face. Like, I've just been on people's necks. I met someone and they were like, when I wake up, I see your face. When I go to bed, I see your face. I was like, wow, if only a lover could tell me that. Do you know what I mean? But I'm really...
But if this is your job, that's good. I don't do what I do.
Yeah, but it's just interesting though, because you're able to like separate. Like, what would it be like if I don't... Like, what would happen if I don't post for a week?
Yeah.
For me, maybe that's the bit that's not healthy.
Okay, got
the
you.
fact that I feel like if I don't post in 1 week, everyone's going to forget about me.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, they won't. But then it's like, or will they?
Will they?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe that's something to think about. Because
Yeah.
maybe that isn't really healthy.
True.
Maybe.
Yeah. Food for thought.
Perhaps. What is your creative process when you're receiving a brief and working with a brand?
Back to the point about me having no structure. I don't know if there's like a 1, 2, 3 step way I work with a brand. I think it really depends on the brief.
Yeah.
Usually when like I have received a brief, an initial idea will just like pop into my head anyway.
Yeah.
And so it really depends on what they want from me. If they say like, oh, can you provide a creative response to brief by the end of the week, then I'll just, and if they've given me the structure to do that, I'll do it the way they want me to do it. If they haven't given me any structure, I work well with words. So I would just bullet point. I think I'm quite good at articulating things in a way that like you get what I'm trying to say.
Bye.
So I'll probably just respond with words. I'll be like, right, video idea, the concept is da 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 da, and this is how it will play out, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. And then hopefully they've understood it, they come back to me. I'm quite flexible in like understanding what you're trying to say, so I can adapt that way. And then I just film. When I'm giving work over, I like to make things as clear as possible. So it's like video title, Instagram reel, version 1. Like I want everything to be clear, and then I'll just hand it over to you because I don't like confusion. So that's my process.
That's
a
a process.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's my
a proper process.
What about you?
I'm quite similar.
Okay.
I'd get the brief. I would... Sometimes an idea will come straight away. You know, I'll get like a visual in my head of like how I want it to be and where I see the funny or where I don't see the funny or whatever. And then, I would write it out. So I don't do like, what's the word? It's not when it's when you're directing something,
Storyboard.
yeah, I don't storyboard it
No,
or
I
anything.
don't
Like,
either.
no, I'm just
That's
like,
long, please.
please, the images in my mind.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
exactly.
mean?
Just me in it,
It's just
like.
me, okay? Just trust me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like write it down and like, yeah, it just really depends because sometimes that inspiration just hits you and you're like, okay, cool. I won't bullet point it, I don't think, but I'll just do like a little paragraph and I'll explain it. And sometimes I've seen a video that is similar to what I'm talking about. So just so they have that clarity of what the vibe is or what the song I'm thinking about or what it may be, I would also like find that and then add that to it as well. But that's pretty much it. Yeah.
I feel like when people come to us, they know what. Do you know what I mean? I'm not I'm not a filmmaker. There's no
I'm not a
storyboards
filmmaker,
here.
mate. No
I
storyboard.
don't even know how this is gonna. I have the vision. I have the idea.
Yeah.
But okay. So, quick exercise for you as a creator. I'm going to read out a brief, and then you are going to have 60 seconds, I believe, to talk through your creative process from concept to execution on the brief I'm about to read out.
Okay.
All right. Ready? No pressure.
I know, I feel pressure actually. Because I need to read it as well. So
Oh my
do you know
God,
what I mean? I need to
same.
look at it. But anyways,
I'll
alright,
read
go.
clearly.
Okay.
So this is a nighttime skincare routine. And so the aim of this campaign is join our intelligent sleep campaign, designed for skincare, lifestyle, and fashion influencers. Show us your nighttime routine using our night cream, which comes in 3 different skin type formulas: dry, oily, and combination, personalized to your skin type. Whether it's a cinematic calming ritual or an ASMR facial massage, we want you to show how you achieve glowing skin with our product. Concept examples. It could be an Instagram reel. So share your day in the life, end of the day with a calming nighttime ritual, featuring how you apply the night cream and the steps you take to unwind before bed. It could be a TikTok video. So it could be a soothing ASMR style video showing a pre-bed facial massage using the night cream, highlighting its benefits for your skin type. And out of the deliverables, you have to choose one, either an Instagram reel or a TikTok. You can't collaborate with another skincare brand for 4 weeks before or after you post. So there's some, what's that called again? Exclusivity, that's the word. And they have 6 months UK only paid usage rights on their brand's social channels.
Okay.
Have a think, because this is not your usual bag, but I feel like you could.
It's not.
I feel like you could put your little spin on it.
It's actually not. That's why I'm like, Okay, I've got two ideas.
Okay.
My first idea could be where it's like, if I wanted to add funny into it and not make it simple, I would do, you know, when like your friends come over and like they've been at your house for like a long time, and then you start like looking at your phone and you try to find all these different ways to get them to leave. So you say things like, oh, you know, this time yesterday, man, I was already sleeping. You know, you try to get them out. So essentially the concept could be that I need them out. I looked at the time and it's time for me to decompress and do the thing that's for me, which is my skincare. Like that's the only thing that makes me whole, right? So that it will start with friends being over, then me awkwardly trying to get them out, acting like it's super, super urgent. I need them out immediately. As soon as I get them out, I'm like, okay, now it's me time. And I have a process, do you know what I mean? There's like music and there's a vibe and it's like, this is just me time. This is the one adulting thing I have for myself. 6 seconds is up. And this is the one thing I have for myself. And I do my skincare and it's just like a moment and I can make it like really over dramatic and it's just like, and it's like classical music or something.
I love that.
It just has this vibe. So that would be like the one if the brand is feeling brave and they're okay to go that direction. If the brand is like, no, we want something a bit more simple, you know, when they do that thing where, no, we want something that talks about the brand in like the first 2 seconds. I would then just do a story time.
Yeah.
Or it would be like, come and get on ready with me.
Yeah.
I have just had a day. This is my skin, and just keep it really simple and give them exactly what they want.
Okay. No, that's good. I love that.
Yeah.
I would, if the brand knows what's good for them.
You go.
I'll go for the first one. Yeah.
So yeah, that would be the vibe.
Okay. Wow, you came up with that quick. That's good.
Yeah. See, sometimes it just comes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It just hits you.
That was pressure.
Straight away. Yeah.
I'm ready for mine.
Well, yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay.
And I'll charge them good as well,
Yeah.
actually. Just to say.
Yeah.
Because of the 6 months and
Yeah.
because of the 4 weeks of not using any other beauty brand.
Yeah. How much do you know roughly how much you charge for that? Assuming you do the first one and yes, they want exclusivity for 8 weeks, and they want paid usage on their channels 6 months. Paid usage is where the money's at.
Exactly. That's where the money's at. I don't know the exact figure because obviously it's something my management will probably get into, but I would say like ballpark. Is it 5? It will definitely be 5 figures at minimum. What's 5 figures?
5 figures is 10,000 to 20.
No, it won't be that much, but it'll be under. Yeah, it'll definitely be like
figures.
under that. Yeah, 4 figures. Yeah,
cool.
It'll be
All
like
right.
a solid amount, I think.
Yeah,
if it's just one Instagram reel.
Yeah.
And I'll probably do TikTok.
Yeah.
I feel like that'll be.
That's
more
your,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Right. Celebrate the art of ballet with historic London theatre. AIM. To inspire the 13 to 35 age group to discover the magic of ballet at one of London's most historic theatres. It's all about celebrating ballet as a powerful and modern art form that resonates with today's generation. Whether you're new to ballet or already a fan, we want to show how this timeless art form can captivate and inspire. Content examples. Instagram reel, a quick energetic montage of key moments from a ballet performance with a catchy soundtrack and on-screen captions, highlighting its elegance and excitement. Instagram story set. Create a series of behind-the-scenes clips showing the theatre's atmosphere, the pre-show excitement, and a glimpse of ballet in action. Deliverables. 1 Instagram feed post, video or carousel. 1 Instagram story set, 3 to 5 frames, plus 6 months of organic usage on brand-owned social channels, plus do not mention or compare to other ballet organizations. This is a good one.
It is a good one. Okay. All right. Start the timer. I think what I would do is I would do the feed post. It would be a video, and it would be something around like the beauty of like exploring new hobbies. I've talked about this before on my channel about like what are my hobbies, please. I still don't know, but I think I would talk about how like it's always nice to step out of your box and try something new. And I would maybe throw in some psychology around why that's good for you, blah blah blah. And then I'll say, yeah, for that reason, I'm getting into the ballet. I'm getting into it. I've been invited to X, Y, and Z. Like maybe I'll take advantage of the fact that they're giving me access to the behind the scenes, and so I would film parts of the script in different parts of the theatre, and then of course show the show itself, and then I would wrap up by explaining like maybe what I've taken away from it, how it's inspired me, and how it's specifically inspired me in like what I already do in my day to day. Oh, finished. So yeah, I think that's what I do.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I would watch that as well. I
Yeah.
love those kind of videos actually, where it's like, because it's true. What
What are
hobbies?
my hobbies? Please.
No, honestly.
I don't have any.
Like, honestly, like, and this really troubles me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, am I boring? No.
Do you know what I mean? And do I have a life?
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's true. It's true.
It's really a big thing. So that's brilliant.
Yeah, I think similar to you, it would be in the 4-figure range. Mine's just organic, right? Just organic usage.
Yes.
Yeah. So they got lucky there.
Yeah, innit?
But yeah, I think it would be in the upper mid 4 figures.
Yeah.
So it sounds like.
You've got the job.
Thank you.
That was
So
good.
have you.
That was really good. That was really, really good.
Do you know what your highest paid deal is? Because
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah. So my highest paid deal was, I want to say it was around 18.
Sorry, did you say 1.8?
1.8.
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard 80. I said, gosh, damn.
No.
Okay.
It was, I think, I want to say it was in a ballpark area
Yeah.
between, it was around 18-ish, and it was continuous. So it was like
it's like
3
a long-
videos.
long
It wasn't that long, actually. It was
Okay.
like 3 videos, and I think it was the paid spend
Yeah.
that made it higher. But I feel like I'm actually making it might have actually been slightly higher, but I actually can't remember the exact figure.
Yeah.
But it was around that, because I remember like when I calculated, I didn't deep it.
Yeah.
Because it was broken down. And I remember when I deeped it, I was like, rah,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Nice.
I'm out of here. I don't mean to do this anymore, actually. Do you know what I mean?
Quit your job, mum. Yeah.
I'm out of it. But yeah, I feel like it was just like a big moment.
Yeah, I love that.
Because it was just one.
Okay.
It was just one campaign.
Yeah,
and it was one brand. So I was like, this is sick for
Okay.
like one. Yeah. So I think that was. Do you remember yours?
I don't remember mine,
Really?
honestly. I feel like it might have been in the 5 figures, like yours. But again, I think usually it's like in the 4 figures, like let's say, it depends as well if it's a YouTube video, if it's not. So if it's a YouTube video, I'll charge like minimum 5K for like a YouTube video, just for the video.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then now, if they want paid usage and all those kind of things, then it does ramp up. So I feel like it has gone past the 10K mark.
Yeah.
But I don't want to lie on this platform. I honestly I can't
Man
remember.
should be like, are you sure?
Yeah, you'd be like,
Yeah.
Adella, when was this?
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to say, I'm just gonna like piggyback off what you said, but it really depends on the deliverables, because like you said, if they want to use your likeness and they want to put spend behind it where it's going to see millions of people, then yeah. And now that I think about it, there's one that's I think still running now, my ads. So that was definitely
A good one, a good
upwards of-
payday.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I don't know the
You have a
exact
good
number.
payday.
Do you remember your lowest deal that you've taken and why you took it? Do you take it for good reasons or was it misguided?
I do remember my lowest deal, actually.
Yeah.
And, you know, what they did was not good.
Okay.
But my lowest deal, I think, was 300.
Okay.
And I remember this very specifically because of where I was in my life at the time. And at the time, I was very, like, desperate for money.
Okay, yeah.
And I didn't have a lot of it. And I remember, like, reaching out to this particular company, and I was just like, oh, you know, I'm looking for, like, for work and, like, management, This was, like, quite early on. And they were like, oh my God, this is so random. Like, we were just about to reach out to you. We have this campaign. And I was like, oh my God, dude. Like, okay, what up? This is so good. So I remember waiting the whole day for them to call me and whatever. She's like, yeah, we got this campaign for you. They mentioned who the company was. They mentioned what they wanted me to do. I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. Thank you so much. Like, I was so grateful. I was like, okay, so how much is it? They were like, okay, we'll email you. I was like, okay, because they called me.
Yeah.
Emailed me, and I saw £300. And I was like, this is what you were thinking of me for?
Yeah.
300? And obviously, to me, money is money, right?
Yeah.
And I needed it.
Yeah.
So I was just like, cool. And I just did the video, and it was £300. And I knew that they weren't rating me. This particular company, I knew that they were just taking the piss. And I was just like, but I need the money.
Yeah.
And that money will add up, and that
Yeah.
will cover a few things.
Yeah.
So I just took it. But it was funny because that same company, like a few years on, brought me something, and it was like 400. And I was like, are you guys
Times have changed.
okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
Okay.
300.
Again, I can't remember. I've done stuff for free, I'll be real. But
Yeah.
I think the lowest, I don't actually think I've accepted things too low. I think, but that's because I had the experience of the marketing, and I've been asking influencers their rates, and I've seen there's some people who will charge 300 and there's some people who charge 2,000 for the same thing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you want to kind of be like, charge us more.
Yeah.
You can't do that as the brand. So I want to say it's probably definitely under £1,000 though. I think
fair.
I've definitely accepted under £1,000, and I think those times it's usually because I just really like, I don't know, maybe it's a strategic move to be like, okay, they're not paying a lot, but this is something that I want to have experience in, or
Fair.
this is something that I want to. I think the things I've accepted lower on are not ads, but like, I don't know, speaking engagements and things like that.
Fair.
Because
Stuff like
I feel
that,
like,
I don't
I
mind.
feel like
Yeah.
the ballpark there is a bit different.
Yeah.
And usually it's because, okay, I want to get my foot in the door here, and I want to like have experience in this space. So yeah, no regrets as far as I remember. But
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm not too afraid to say no. Nowadays it's different because I'm full time, but especially when I was working 9 to 5, I was like,
Fair, yeah.
I'm getting paid. I don't need.
Yeah, I don't need this money.
Yeah.
Just a little
Exactly.
extra holiday fund.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do you diversify your income as a creator? And if so, how?
At the moment, I have been, I wouldn't say lazy, because I've done it intentionally. I've been trying to just focus on one, which has been the brand partnerships, mainly. Obviously now it's the brand partnerships, and then it's obviously the creator fund on TikTok, and now it's YouTube. But I definitely need to diversify my funds, and that's been like the next step for me. But I come from a background of business and like doing multiple businesses and stuff like that. And I was like, I need a break. I've been doing this for 10 years. I need to just not have that pressure. So I think that's made me a bit relaxed. But I just think relying on just brands is just not the way to go. And that makes me super anxious. So I need to diversify it. I need to really sit down and think of how to diversify it now. Like that's like a main big goal for me now.
I think I'm in the same thing as you, where I'm like, okay, I need to, but I don't know if we're in similar positions where like we have got our lane, but there's still like more groundwork to be done to make this like, I don't know how to explain it, but like the standard, like this is what I do and this is my thing and I've been doing it for years. Yeah. Because I feel like sometimes you do have to lay that foundation to then, even though I've been doing it for so long, now that it's full time, I feel like I'm starting again almost. So I kind of want to lay a foundation and then from there build multiple income streams. I think at the moment I diversify in the sense of I have my YouTube income, and then I have brand deals, and then I have when I host and do speaking engagements. So that's kind of diverse. But again, to your point, I want to kind of keep on diversifying it to a point where I'm not reliant on this brand said this or this person wants you to work here. And I think I've got ideas of ways of doing that, but everything has its time. So right now I'm just like, I'm even launching new things. Exclusive. And so I'm like just kind of doing the groundwork again, and then we move on to all right, how do I make more money in different places?
I think foundation is just so important, and I think it's important for people to know you for something.
Yes, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, not any like, I need it to be like one thing has gotten my full attention, as opposed to how I was before. And it was like multiple things have my attention, and it's like, okay, what do we do with this?
Exactly.
You know? So,
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, we've come to the end. I've actually really enjoyed this conversation.
I feel like we've waffled. We have chatted. I think that's a sign of like we're gisting.
Okay, so how can people find you?
So people can find me everywhere at Adella Afadi. That's my name. So you can find me on YouTube, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on TikTok. I am posting semi-consistently, but it's for good reason, because I've been working on a project, which I don't know when this comes about, but I think it won't be very long until my stuff comes out, which is a podcast. I don't think I've said that out loud, but yeah, so I'm working on a podcast and I'm very, very excited. So be on the lookout for that. But in the meantime, you can check out my content on all the platforms. What about you? Where can they find you?
Guys, you can find me everywhere. Name Ms. Rita B, so MS Rita B. I don't think I have anything coming out right now, but guys, listen to my podcast. It's called Faking Adulthood. It's on YouTube. The clips are on all the social platforms, and it's streaming on your favorite podcast platform. Does that make any English? Is that English?
It does make English.
Guys, me and English will be fighting. But yeah, man, listen to my podcast, and Ms. Rita B.
Start with our episode.
Start with our episode. It's a great episode. I wish I could remember what number it is. I can't remember what number it is, but it's such a great. It's about dentists working for the government.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
I think that's what the title is. But check out the podcast, and
it's been fun.
It's been very fun.
Yeah, thanks for. I feel like you've interviewed me. I love it.
I know. I feel like you've interviewed me as well. It's just been like, I love it. Amazing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Creators on Creators, for having me, Adella Afadi, and my co-host, Rita B.
Make sure you leave us a rating or review on any podcast platform. And if you're watching, drop us a comment, and don't forget to subscribe.
Wow.